All right, so welcome to Breath of Love. If you have found yourself here, it is the 9th of April, 2023 in real time. You may be listening later in the SoundCloud or Buy Me a Coffee library. And if you are, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you and I acknowledge you for taking the time to be here in whatever state you're in. So welcome as you are, as you are. It's so relevant to just welcome yourself as you are. It is a holy weekend for those that celebrate Easter. I like to think about it in just the form of resurrection because I think it's a more general term that we can all relate to. Resurrecting parts of ourself, parts of our past. And interestingly enough, the theme of this particular Breath of Love session is honoring the ancestors. So maybe imagining resurrecting the best, most beautiful, strongest, most resilient parts of them alive inside of your DNA and resurrecting all of those incredible, powerful energies that will help you in your life stream in real time, in the now, resurrecting all the positive attributes of your ancestors inside of yourself to encourage you on your life path, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself right now. I've been doing this work since about 1998. That was my harsh initiation through the death of my first husband. And it's been fascinating watching myself over these last 20 plus years and coming just in the last couple of years to this understanding for myself that the ancestors play such an impactful part of our individual journeys. It wasn't really how I grew up. It wasn't really part of how my parents taught or instructed me or how my religion instructed me per se, but this breath work practice has informed me. And over the last couple of years, the depth of healing and integration that I've done with my ancestors is incredibly powerful and meaningful and important. And it's given me an inner structure. It's given me inner guidance. It's given me a whole crew inside of my own consciousness, an intimate crew, grandmother, grandfather energy that supports me in what I'm up to. But I didn't know that this was part of it. And that's why I'm hosting this particular class to plant seeds or to honor you, to help you understand, excuse me, to help you understand that this may be a relevant part of your journey now or in the future. And that our ancestors, when we start to wake up, when we start to do the healing work, when we start to come alive, more alive inside of ourselves, it triggers our DNA and it triggers both sides of our lineage. As you awaken and as you do your healing work, it sort of like beams out a signal to the universe through time and space to your ancestors. Oh my goodness, this soul is awakening, and all of the energy comes and is like, this is the one. And so you get the grace and you get the goodies, but you also get the opportunity to continue to heal some of the trauma that you have inherited. Some of it may be conscious that you know about, some of it more than likely unconscious trauma from your lineage. And it sounds overwhelming because just to do your breathwork practice, just to stay focused on what you're experiencing is more than enough. But this is the truth of what I have found, that the discord from our lineage comes through because you're the open portal. If you can surrender, if you are willing to feel, if you are willing to stay present and aware, you can discharge some of the unresolved energetics from your lineage. And when you do that, you become more whole, you become more integrated, and you change the nature of the lineage through time and space. This is how powerful this work is. And then the goodies and the gifts and the things that your ancestors want to support you in can come through the line much more clearly. Much more clearly. And I say this all the time in this practice, to clear your channel. And by that, I mean, open up and breathe, open up and breathe. It's trusting your breath. It's trusting this now moment again and again and again, without clinging, without attachment, without the mental construct or the structure of the mind or the programs getting in there to gunk up any of the free flowing energy that just wants to move through you cleanly and clearly. So it's a multidimensional experience. You're doing that for yourself. You're doing that for your energetic body. You're breathing and opening up to clear out the gunk. And that might mean like screaming or crying or emoting or releasing rage or hurt or betrayal. It might mean that the joy is popping off at the cellular level. It changes all the time. But as you open up and clear your system more, you can also start to feel the ancestors coming through, doing what you need to for them, and then receiving the full force of their gifts moving through you. And I just encourage you to hold that in your mind while you go through this practice. Clearing out any preconceived notions of what you've been doing so far. Hi, sweet love. Welcome into the space. I see you there, sister. And allowing it to be what it is. So again, I'm planting seeds and I'm sharing a little bit about what my journey has been and what some of my teachers have told me. Not to overwhelm you with this, but to understand that we have allies. We have allies. You have allies in your life that maybe are right here that you're maybe not attuned to. And so this sacred session today is to just consider that, for you to open your mouth, to breathe in, to breathe out, and then see what might happen for you today. The other thing I wanted to talk about with the power of the ancestors and the truth about our DNA, the egg that made you, the egg that became you, was inside of your mother when she was inside of your grandmother's womb. The egg that became you was intact in your mother when she was in your grandmother's womb. So just consider that and the imprint and the power of that, how intact the thing that became you has been all along, and what's happening for you and what that means for you. That we are affected in ways that we may not comprehend. And that's why I like to yield to the mystery as often as I can, and why humility is such an important part of my journey. Finally, humility has become a major tenet in my journey because the human mind is so limited. That's why this practice is about coming out of the mind, coming down into the heart, coming down into the body, clearing out the trauma that's in the body so the heart energy can have its way more in your life. It's not an easy practice. We have some veterans in the space that will tell you as much. It can feel very disorienting when you start this practice. When you start to inhabit and become more embodied, it's going to reveal to you the places inside of you that are terrified to open up, that have been traumatized, that have been betrayed, that have been hurt again and again and again. This practice is about you staying really present through all of it and learning to trust yourself and to gain confidence in yourself that you will be okay, that you can stabilize, not just stabilize, stay open and thrive. I think that's what I wanted to tell you about the ancestors.